doing?
Yes, come on, bright color. I'm loving it.
Girl, you see it? You see the pink and then the green? You see it?
Yes, I see
Hey,
it. Yes, come on, pink and green.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I'm very excited to chat with you guys. I've talked to you before, Letitia. This is my first time talking to you, Marcel. How you doing?
What up, though? How you?
What up? You look real cool with the hat and the glasses.
I switched it up, man. I'm Hollywood soul now.
I was gonna say it's giving Hollywood. It's giving very
I'm Hollywood, man. I changed. You know, the money changed. I didn't think it was gonna change me, but the money changed me. So
you can't tell him nothing.
Girl, not money changed me. All right.
It changed me.
Listen,
money can't change me. I got some abs.
Let's talk about some of these changes we've seen on season 4 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. There's lots to unpack. First of all, I'm curious, do you guys watch every Saturday like we do? Because you sure don't tweet. Because I'll be looking for them tweets like, they ain't saying nothing.
They're on Twitter.
Well, you know, I am no longer on Twitter. I may reactivate my Twitter account. I don't know. I'm better now. I mean, I cut it off after season 1B. So
Twitter don't got no favorites, man. They just go in after you. So I like the little groups that, you know, you click with this group over here, you don't click with this group over here. But Twitter they just come at you real rough and raw.
They don't care who you
Marcel
are.
is very active in the Love and Marriage Huntsville Facebook group. That's his thing.
I'm active. I ain't gonna front like I don't be on social media. I'll be on social media.
You be watching. Okay, so
And commenting.
And going back and forth with these folks.
I've seen some of these comments.
I ain't got nothing better to do.
I've seen some of these comments, and we're going to address some of these comments too. But I want to talk about this season of Love and Marriage Huntsville. It feels like to me, the scouts want all the smoke. It feels like to me, like you guys are not backing down from people talking about you. There was a comment about burning people's house down, not being a punching bag anymore. Talk to me about how you guys are feeling, how you were feeling when you were filming this season.
Well, the whole what was it that you throw a match in my house, I'm gonna burn yours down? That's Marcel there. So I'm gonna have to let him answer that. For me, I would say even from the reunion when I was like, listen, I'm telling you guys coming from my marriage, like put some respect on our marriage. We've been married for 16 years. Well, going on 16 years. And we all know, thank you. And marriage is not easy. So of course we have to go through some things, but it's like, leave us alone at this point. Like we got something on our belt right now. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it should be celebrated more so than people trying to destroy and bring down our marriage. Like we're a young Black couple, we have kids, and we want to showcase, you know, yes, marriage is not perfect. You're going to go through ups and downs, but at the end of the day, you work through it and love wins, period.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think like we said before, we had a choice when we came on, right? And this ain't me. I'm gonna take this trip off.
Take it off.
I was just joking.
Let us see your eyes, so we know you're
right.
Go ahead.
But we had a choice when we came on, and our choice was to be authentic. And we're the kind of people that if you ask us about business, we're gonna tell you exactly what it took. We're not gonna say prayer and hard work. We're gonna tell you hustle, you know, sometimes you commingle funds, whatever it is. But we're going to tell you what we did and let you make a decision. And so when we talked about love and marriage, we said, this is what we go through. This is our natural marriage, right? We go through ups and downs. For some god-awful reason, our downs are showcased, but whatever. But it's just getting to the point where, you know, I ran out of jokes. The stuff is old. So I'm at the point where I got to be accountable for my words. You got to be accountable for your words. You say something about you say something about me, well, you better be perfect. Oh, because I'm coming.
Now you better be perfect.
Yes, be perfect.
Okay. Come on, Teddy. All right, so I know you said you feel like sometimes your accomplishments are downplayed or we don't get to fully see it. So let's talk a little bit about there. Let's start there. So first of all, Tisha, I heard you got your commercial broker's license. Is that right?
Yes, I did.
Yes, congratulations.
Yes.
Tell us what that means.
Thank you. I'm sorry. What was the last question, Marcel was saying something?
I said congratulations. What does that mean for you? Like what comes with that for people who don't know?
Thank you so much. Well, you know, my thing is I'm all about writing down your goals and going after them. So it was like once I finished with my master's in real estate development, the next thing was to get my broker's license. And then after that is to obtain my CCIM.
Okay.
And so it's just about learning all of the skills to really prepare myself to become a successful commercial developer.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. And what is the status of Scott Manor? We got these beautiful 10 acres. How is that going for y'all? Don't hang your head, Marcel.
No, because it's just like, it's like everything. So we're building our house on the side of a mountain that's all rock. And so every time we have this big thing, for example, last year we had like a 980-foot driveway. So we had to cut the driveway in up a mountain to get up to the elevation. And then we get all the way up there and they have to change a lot of different things in terms of the just civil engineering and just a lot of crap. You know, I usually come to the table after this work is done and I'm just ready to build. And so I was ignorant on the fact of how much it took in the planning stages of just doing this, because
developing on mountains, developing a house on mountains,
I can build it,
process.
but I'm not the draw. So I guess we're taking somewhat of a lesson. I mean, and based on the size of it, I mean, it's almost like a commercial project. So there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
So we ain't getting done yet.
We haven't done anything yet, but we did get some good news this week. So we're excited about that. And we're living, the house that you guys have seen on the show is one of our investment homes. So downstairs, I have my floor plan and my house plans on the walls, because I just have to remind myself every single day. It's a process, but you know what, Tisha? This the goal. So
exactly. You got to see it to believe it. I understand it completely. All right, so let's talk about this season of Love Marriage Huntsville, what's going down. Now, first of all, I talked to Carlos King about a week and a half ago maybe, and we were talking about how in reality shows there's always an unofficial producer, is what he calls it. He says this is someone who stirs the pot, this is someone who kind of drives the drama, and according to Carlos Marceau, he said that's you this season. What do you feel about that, about being labeled the unofficial producer of Love and Marriage Huntsville this season?
Stirring the pot and causing the drama.
What does that mean? Stirring the pot?
Yes.
You know what's funny?
Talk to me.
Why it's okay for us to have this? Because this is reality. Yeah. Right? Like I play around. I did things that just joking, just playing around. And maybe it lacked foresight. And I'd say at 42, it definitely lacked foresight. It certainly lacked care and concern. And it probably still does. But I guess overall, it's just me this is who I am. I just posted a picture out of fun.
Oh, so we're going straight to that.
Right, I was going to skip around, but since we're here, so let's talk about that. So everybody, listen. I was just joking. The picture will never die, Marcel.
I guess it won't, man.
It won't. It's going to be around forever. So like you said, you were just playing around, joking around, trying to be like, hey, brother, you were there, even though you were trying to give a lawyer statement on what happened. Do you regret posting it? Looking at how it has turned out now and how it's a constant topic of discussion, do you regret that picture?
You know what? I would say this, is that what I'm never going to prepare for is someone to lie. I'm never going to prepare for my truth to be mistaken. I'll prepare for my truth to be mistaken and misconstrued, but I won't prepare for someone to just lie. So, this just to be quite frank, if anybody in that picture was guilty, then I wouldn't have posted a damn picture. So I mean, to be honest, you know what I'm saying? Not anybody, because at that time, right then, Martell's girl wasn't there. It was just 4 guys in the club chilling. You know what I'm saying? So that was the funny part about it. You know, I knew that Reese was there, but I knew that was a different kind of picture. So that really wasn't the time. So
right. Do you think it has the fodder, the chat about it has gone a little too far? Are you tired of talking about this damn ATL boys trip picture?
Yeah,
I am, for sure.
It's no more joke to laugh at. We got all the toothpaste out there too.
Okay.
So
that's one thing about reality TV. If you bring something to the table, you're gonna drag that thing through the mud, honey. You gonna hear about it. We still talking about this. Oh my goodness.
Listen. Now something else that was highly tweeted about was this trip to Africa that you went on, Marcel. So first of all, Africa's an entire continent. You went to Tanzania, correct? Is that right?
Correct.
Yes, he went to Tanzania. Letitia, you said initially you were not on board. What kind of conversation did you guys have to make you more comfortable with him taking this solo trip?
Yes, I was not on board at first because we've been talking about, taking a trip to Africa with the kids. So when he brought it to my attention, he was like, babe, I think I want to go. He was like, I just need to mentally like decompose, get myself together and decompress. Sorry, he needs to mentally decompress. And I was aware that Marcel had a lot of jobs. Like last year, he was doing a lot. He was moving a lot. He had a lot of contracts he was working on. So after he explained it to me, I was like, you know what? I understand. You got to do what's good for you mentally. So as his wife, I'm like, I want you to be the best version of yourself also. So go there, get what you need, and then come back a happy Marcel.
Okay. And you came back a happy Marcel. I saw you guys talking about possibly going back with the kids. Are there plans to take a family trip to Africa?
Yeah, when we were over there, Tanzania is so big. And so, I went to Dar. And what I want to do is go to the other side and go near the Serengeti. So we were looking at some travel plans. We actually had our, our counterpart in Love and Marriage DC, Monique.
Thank you, Monique.
Yeah, she's our travel person.
Yes.
So we want to go experience all of that stuff. But you know what? The truth is, I've been working since I was 13. I've had 3 jobs. I've worked. I've hustled cars. I've literally worked throughout high school, college, work, and it's always been that. And it wasn't until, I would say, last year where it was probably the first time in my life I said, man, I'm tired. Like, I literally, mentally, everything, all day, every day. If I spend 2 minutes over here, I'm taken away from 10 minutes over here. If I eat dinner, I'm not sending out an email. If I'm, whatever it is. And I didn't have to go. I had to go right now. I had to go right then and there, and I don't have a single regret for it. If I had that chance to do it 100 times over, I'd do it 100 times over because I know that that's what I need for me to be me for my family.
Yeah. And you know what's so funny? Like every year I plan 3 trips. I plan a trip with me and my homegirls. I plan a trip with me and my family, and I plan a couples trip. So I'm always traveling, with just me and my homegirls. So I was like, babe, I totally understand. You need to get away to get your mind together because I do it and I enjoy that. So Mother's Day weekend every year, me and my college friends, it's like a Mother's Day trip we take together because So we was like, for Mother's Day, yes, we love our kids, but we're always doing for our kids and for our family. So we just want to relax and enjoy some girls' time.
I don't think Savannah is the same as Africa in the viewer's eyes.
It is different. Let's be clear about that. But I'm just saying, I get away.
But you get your me time. Somebody said, be a little selfish. Take a little you time, Tisha.
I do.
They don't say that to guys, though. But women don't say that to guys.
Because we have so many hats we have to
wear. It's different, though.
Guys, but you know that guys actually have to do that as well, right?
Yes.
It's called sharpening the saw.
But Marcel, I think for a lot of people watching this show and a lot of people who watch reality TV, we've seen instances where husbands take solo trips. Not saying yours was a solo trip, but they take solo trips and maybe they go to like Tampa, and then it comes out like, well, you weren't really alone in Tampa.
Well,
and so
but just to be very clear, and I know maybe 1 or 2 of your viewers, not a lot of them, might know this, but you really don't have to go all the way to Africa for that. Some people got work wives and work husbands. So it's not
work husbands.
you go to D's for that.
Listen. I saw you said something, Marcel. You said everybody comes for Marcel's marriage. Do you still feel like that's true?
I think that people think that it's like, first of all, don't come talk to me in my face about some shit you saw on TV. Number 1, start there. All right. Number B is until you get here, you have to earn your right to talk to someone or give them advice. We're at a point in our lives right now where we're so far down the road that I need expert advice. Like, I don't need somebody to come to listen. Now think about this. I'm not trying to make this gap right here, but I am saying it in a analogy. I don't need someone just saying, man, if I had $1 million, this is what I'd do. Right? Yeah. Because you're talking about hypotheticals and you're not in a situation. I need a real financial advisor to tell me what do I need to do. And I need to know what you have done with your experience in order to gain that. And so everybody, oh, I would never stand for this. I never stand for that. And since I'm on social media, I being trolled, I go look at the pictures. And I ain't seen a man in the last 5 years. Just you and your 3 babies. So I know you wouldn't stand for that because you ain't got no man.
The unofficial producer. That's why Carlos.
You didn't stand for that.
See?
Right.
See?
Right. I like to do my research.
And listen, if you come for Marceau, he's going to come for you. That's just how it is. All right. Let's look at some of these questions. Someone said, you should have taken your wife and kids. Okay. Here's a good one.
Did her guy take her?
Do Miss Wanda and Marceau have a good relationship? This is something that I think comes up a lot. I think you guys have a joking relationship, right? Because we saw you call her a vampire, and people
Bigger than a snicker.
Why would you allow that, Tisha? Talk to us about your relationship.
They have a love-hate relationship. And at first I used to really like be in the middle of it, but as you can see on the show as well, I am like separating myself. I'm like, listen, y'all do y'all thing. So that's the wrong people. I can't do anything about it. I can't control my mom and I can't control my husband. So, and I'm the quiet one. Like you can tell, they're both very vocal. And yes.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if my dad was talking to Tisha like my mother-in-law talks to me, we'd have some problems.
Really?
Yeah, I've said that before. Like my dad can't say no crap like that to my wife, and I've been done checked him. So yeah, I think that's part joke, but part like I don't know. I feel like somebody should have did something about it a long time ago.
But
I ain't gonna call no names though. I ain't gonna throw nobody in the bus. I don't do that. But I'm saying somebody should have checked their mom, but I'm not gonna say no names because I don't do that.
So I tried to, in the very beginning of our relationship, my mom did something. We was planning our wedding, and she was like, she called Marceau on the three-way with my dad and my stepdad, and like ever since then, they just had like a rocky love-hate relationship. And so I try to keep them separate, but Carlos King have brought them together again. So what should I do? I mean, I don't know. It's my mom. I love my mom. I have to respect my mom. It's my husband. And I tell my mom when she's wrong, and I talk to her about different things. But at the end of the day, I can't make her do what I want her to do.
Right. She's a grown up. Go ahead, Marceau.
And the problem happens is that I'll say, hey, babe, you can handle it or I can handle it. And then when I handle it, it's not appropriate. So I'm saying for the best sake of us, you handle it and you make sure that this doesn't happen again.
As long as it's respectful.
It may or may not be.
It needs to be respectful.
That pitch, pitch your pitch. I'm going to bat it out how you pitch it. So I'm going to return it how you serve it. That's it.
Ooh, Marceau. Listen, I will say this. I feel like there are a lot of rumors, Marceau, and I feel like you do address them head on because you don't play that. But one thing that they did this Love and Marriage Huntsville social media special, and one thing I said is, I ain't seen a receipt yet. I will say that. Like, people can talk, there is always a lot of talk when it comes to you guys, but
there ain't even a formal accusation. The whole thing is, I just look like this. Oh, he looked like he doing something. You can tell by their vibe. You can tell by watching TV that he doing something. Like, you can't tell that man. You can't tell that man next to you cheating, but you can so see the spotted cheater on TV. It's like, all right, bro. All right, I got you.
Listen, all right. Tisha, I like one thing that you said about your husband. You said you find it laughable, all the accusations. You believe he's 100% honest, and you trust the man that God provided for you. Who is the man that God provided for you? Because I feel like people get the wrong idea and they just run with it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he is. Like, Marceau is funny. He's very smart. Like, he is a hard worker. We have a great time together. We're really best friends. We have a great time together. Like, so he is, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going to trust the years that we have built together. I mean, you can't make me believe that my husband is lying to me if I haven't called him, like, you know what I'm saying, in the lie. So,
anything.
Right, like, I trust him because he has built that trust over the years. So it's like, God, like I said at the reunion first season, if anything is going on in my household, God is going to provide, God is going to show me. every woman I know on the show who found out their husbands cheated on them, they didn't go searching for stuff. They didn't go through his phone. They didn't follow him. God laid it directly on their lap. So I believe the exact same thing would happen in my situation. But it's been 15 years and
almost 16.
Almost 16. He said almost 16. Almost 16 years, but I'm trusting the relationship that we have, the connection that we have, and the trust that we built. I trust my husband at the end of the day. So that's all I have to go by.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go by somebody saying something that I know don't like me or someone that wants to see my marriage fail. I can't be like, girl, I believe you because I already know you want to see my marriage fail. So let me listen to what you're saying. No, I'm not going to do that. Now, that is naive. That is stupid.
Nah, like the second you feel somebody, if you pulled your homegirl aside and say, hey, listen, girl, check this out. This is what it is, blah, 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 blah. I get that. Right. If you pull her aside on national television, well, then there's an agenda.
Right. And you can't be like, girl, I'm trying to tell you, but you don't want to listen. I guess she's naive. No. Tell me woman to woman. And I'll be like, girl, well, shit, let me do my research, honey. Let me find out because I'm a smart woman. So let me find out what's the tea, what's really going on. But if I know you're purposely trying to embarrass me or trying to hurt me on television, then I'm like, yeah. Lesson learned. First season, I was like, you know what? Maybe it's some truth. I mean, I don't know if there's something dealing with it because at the end of the day, I did trust you guys. You were our friends, so maybe you know something I don't know. But then after I started to process everything and look into it, I'm like, no, you're doing this. You're purposely trying to hurt my marriage.
So you feel like there is ulterior motives when people say things like that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I got you. I think the latest person to comment, and this is what we saw last episode, which I want to talk about. We saw your cousin Kiki make mention and said that things have happened that made you question your marriage. I wanted to give you a chance to respond to that.
She's talking about the allegations that we talked about on the show. Yeah. You know, I talked to her about, you know, what they're saying this, and she also have come to me like, girl, don't be listening to this because you know the people that said they're trying to purposely hurt your marriage. So that's what she's referring to. So yes, they did say those things about my marriage. And yes, of course I'm going to vent to my friends and my family members about like, what the fuck? Yeah. So,
yeah. But you know what? Also, people don't understand that you think that cheating is the only thing that happens in marriages? Like regular stuff. Like where you keep the toilet paper, it turns into an argument. You know what I'm saying? Like who didn't take up this stuff upstairs? Like all of this stuff. So let's not act like when you struggle in your marriage, you're struggling with one person living this life, one person living this life, and you guys trying to interface those things and be interdependent. And so we've learned that. And in the first couple of years, it's very hard. So, I mean, every time, I swear to God, it'd be so crazy. People be like, oh, it must be. Like, girl, it can be a lot more than that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It can be a lot more than that in a marriage. And so people need to understand that aspect of it.
Right. And Marcel, we know you're the clapback king. So I saw you make a comment, and I'm just wondering who you're talking to with this. You said, what a great show. Sometimes a performer can throw their voice so well to the point where it's hard to tell who's the dummy. In the end, the real dummy is the one who doesn't even get a check. Now, who were you talking about with that? I mean, I know.
I was watching the show, and I saw one person pulling the strings and the other person making the sound, but I knew that the other person making the sound was really saying what this person pulling the strings wanted to say. And so it was both kind of making both of those kind of sounds. And I was like, I cannot believe after everything that I have personally done for you, that this is the repayment right here. And you know the bad part about it is? You know the bad part about being a hater or being in opposition on certain areas is that I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. And in the end, I'm a fucking winner. You're not going to beat me. That's the sad part. That you shouldn't be on that team because you're going to lose.
And it's just disappointing.
Yeah.
It's very disappointing.
I can
and
imagine.
Hurtful.
I can imagine. Listen, so I got asked to do this live because I heard that the upcoming episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville is explosive. and exciting as is the rest of the season. Can you guys tell us a little bit about what we can expect to see?
We don't know.
They usually would send us clips to post for the weekend. I haven't even received any clips about what's coming up Saturday.
You know the
part, that might be on purpose.
But the bad part about it is this though, is that you guys seen in the back special, right? That I'm gonna be straightforward. That our friends in the beginning said, hey, we're doing this show. We knew what they were going through for a while. And it was a choice to not be direct with that. They asked us to, bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's who we are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's who we really are protectors of our friends. Mm-hmm. That says you don't want this right here, then fine.
We don't know.
And so we sit back like, oh, you don't say, blah, blah, blah. We know you're going through this because we done been around there. You know what I'm saying? They done told, Tisha got the picture of the BMW from mail. That's who did this discovery and gave Tisha the picture of the BMW. So when she's making those comments and stuff, Tisha, Kimmy, nobody knew. Me and Reese.
I think sound went out. You and Reese.
I gotta pick it up. But anyway, so what are we talking about?
Kim and Reese.
What?
We knew about things.
Oh yeah. Everybody, we knew this stuff, right? And we're protected, right? And so now it gets to a point where our loyalty is being called into play. And I'm saying, bruh, this situation that you see is a real situation. What you've seen with the Scots, 1.0, 2.0, from the very beginning, it's not reenactment. It's not how we do this. This is real time what we've done in our lives. You know, this is not how we're going to tell our story. This is the story. You know what I'm saying? And so this aspect right here is there's one part that's between me and Kiki. There's another part between Tisha and Kiki. Yeah. And so the part between Tisha and Kiki, I really don't care too much about because that's not the underlying part of this whole situation. It's a very complex situation. And in the end, we had to protect all parties involved. And I made decisions to protect all parties involved. And now 8 years later, it's being harped upon.
Yeah.
Right. Marcel, pardon me. It sounds like you are big on accountability. Why is that so important for you, especially when it comes to the people that we see on this show?
I'll tell you why accountability is important, right? Okay. Because every time my mom used to have problems, my mom would always ask me, what was the problem? How would you react? What was the resolution? How would you react? And what could you have done differently? And so she always looks at me and says, what could you change about you? Right?
Yeah.
And what I know about accountability is this, is that if you take ownership, if you take responsibility, you take ownership, and then you can control it. But if you don't take ownership, then you have no control. It's what they did to you, and you're just a recipient thereof. Mm-hmm. So in life, when you take accountability, you take ownership of that problem and you can control your outcome. So I believe that everyone should take ownership and say, what can I do differently? Even if I threw the ball right where he's supposed to get it, I need to change my delivery in order to get it. That's why I even with Tisha, I want to change my delivery. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean well, but I sound terrible. So maybe I can try a little tenderness. Either way it goes, I am big on accountability because that right there represents the true ownership, that these are my bills. Yeah. That's what accountability is. Right.
Absolutely. All right, now, before we get out of here, ahead of Saturday night's new episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, for both of you guys, what do you think is the biggest misconception about you personally and about your marriage?
That I control her.
Yeah.
Oh, no, she's
what? I'm gonna say the misconception I think is that Tisha is weak, Tisha is naive, and Tisha don't have no friends, honey. I was like, wow.
The same friends we had for 20 years.
Yeah, but I don't even try to prove that stuff. I'm like, let people say what they're gonna say. You really have to know yourself. And it's like that self-discovery is real. So no, I am quiet, and I consider myself very kind, and I'm very forgiving. So it takes me a minute to actually go off on people. It's like after I've been fed up, okay, enough is enough. I'm done. I'm tired.
Yeah.
But I'm a Libra. So
I knew you were a Libra.
Yes, we're both Libras. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell people when I'm upset with them because I honestly want to fix the problem. I don't want it to keep carrying on. So I mean, sometimes people take my kindness for weakness, but unfortunately, it's me. I can't change it about myself. I've always been that way.
Okay.
I think that one of the biggest misconceptions probably about me is, I guess, my authenticity, is that I'm not some mastermind trying to, control everyone or gaslight or manipulate. I mean, I want Tisha to be accountable. And when I think she's wrong in situations, whether she likes it or not, I'll tell her.
Sometimes I'm right and he tell me I'm wrong.
But I mean, everybody has their insecurities,
Yeah.
like we can't sit back and say that rumors didn't bother our marriage. In order to make that, when you have to make that trust withdrawal, you have enough there. So thank God we had that right there. But Tisha has insecurities. I have insecurities sometimes when it comes to the business, when it came to Black, when it came to different things in life. And our goal is not to present this facade that we're perfect.
Right. Yeah.
We're struggling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, wants to just be real about everything, honestly.
That's the real.
Yeah. And I think about our marriage. What do you think the misconception would be about our marriage? Is
that you can have a long marriage, but they ain't happy.
No, I know. Marcel wanted me to be in the house to be a stay-at-home mom, so he can go out here and do what he wants to do. I'm like, wait, but I have a lot of freedom being a stay-at-home mom. I think, unfortunately, as a Black woman, people feel like we have to do everything. And I'm like, it's okay to embrace your womanhood and stay home and take care of your home and take care of your kids and take care of your husband. Like, I know what I have behind me. I know I have all these degrees. I know, I'm always educating myself. I'm always looking forward to, okay, Tisha, what's next? I'm always on that path. But this season of my life, God provided me with my kids and my husband. And so I have to give into them right now. And I'm okay with that. So I wish people would stop downplaying, being a stay-at-home mom.
And some people think that when you say, I don't want you to work, it's really, I don't really want you to have to work. The truth is, the difference between our relationship is that what I'm really saying is that, hey, babe, I'll work so you don't have to. I'll work so you can do what you want to do. I'll put the burden on here. I'll carry this load for us, for our family, not to control. Not to control. What's funny about the control is that all the money I ever had to get her. Like when I used to get paid at my job, I would have 85% going to her bank account that I wasn't on. I had 15% going to a joint account, and the only money I got to spend is money I had to hustle up.
Right.
In terms of flipping houses or doing whatever. And so I don't have to. As a matter of fact, the reason why I give her that is because I have a dominant personality. Yeah. And if I'm making the money and I have a dominant personality, then that's an imbalance in our relationship. I actually want checks and balances. I actually think that I work better when I have to prove something to my boss. So I'm okay with Black is owned by Tisha.
Yeah.
Black rents from Tisha's property. I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? If I die tomorrow, my family goes on.
Yeah.
If she left me tomorrow, she'd be taking 85%. Now
somebody said provider, prayer hands.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's about, Think about it, man. A provider can go out there and provide for himself all day. So I don't need to hoard it. I don't need to provide it and hoard it. If something happens, I can go kill.
I got you. All right. So the happily married Scots who are shutting down rumors.
Hey, bro,
let us know where we can keep up with you guys. Have a bit more info on Black and, of course, on Black, the French sparkling Chardonnay as well.
Peace.
Listen, we were supposed to pop this bottle open while we was on this live, but the conversation is so good, so we forgot.
Let us see the bottle, though. Let us see.
I gotta go pick up MJ from track practice.
Yeah, our son is called Look. Parents do this, but I know a lot of people. Listen, you gotta try it. It is like so good. Served extremely cold, but it's chocolate. blackcigarlounge.com. Okay, that's where you go to order this. But look, this is Marcel's bag. baby.
And
I just get
so
to
good.
celebrate with
It
him.
is so good.
Good. We love a good Chardonnay. We love a good happy couple, and we love Love and Marriage Huntsville. So thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for chatting with us. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us. And thank you
it.
guys for making Love and Marriage Huntsville a very successful show.
The number one reality